On this episode of DPV, I'm going to talk about my Baja 1000 race gear. Alright, so the first one we've got is the Zamp Rz 62 Air helmet. So this is a Snell 2020. Went with the newest one I could get because usually the Snell rating is good for about 10 years. So we got these helmets for the Baja 2020 and I wanted to make sure that I could get as much use out of this helmet as possible. It's got the ability to do top air or side air. So I got the low profile top air mount. So this allows to use our rugged radios air pumper to pump fresh air into our helmet. So, you know, when we're bombing through all the silt and stuff, we've got fresh air in and around our face. Other features of this helmet, it's got the ability to, you know, have the hydration kit. We don't have that. Just gonna, you know, dump it through my helmet. Anyway, and then we've got it outfitted with the PCI Radios race kit. So it's got, you know, the race speakers, and we can hook it up to our Rugged Radios radio in the trophy truck. Also got the Zamp helmet skirt, which is SFI rated 3.2. So we're good for our fire rating. When you're picking out a helmet, you want to make sure that it fits nice and snug. You don't want it to like jiggle around. I went with the Zamp helmet because Tyler from Total Mayhem Racing, the owner of the trophy truck, he's got a Zamp helmet. I tried it on and it felt really good. The other reason I went with Zamp is they are located in Boise, Idaho. So it's local to the PNW, nice US company. And I'm super happy that I went with Zamp because their customer service is just awesome. You know, when we ordered this, it was in the middle of a pandemic. It was questionable if they were gonna make it on time. I got on the phone with them and they ensured that they got the helmet to us in time for the race, so that was great. Yeah, PCI radio communication outfitted in the helmet, and then we've got the hookup for the Hans device. So now let's talk about the Hans device. That's this thing wrapped around my neck here. So this thing, it's got where are they at? It's got these little straps here that connect to the helmet right there, and then the shoulder straps, your 5-point harness, they go right over this, so it locks your helmet to your shoulder straps. The Hans device, it stands for head and neck support. So a racer by the name of Jim Downing and his brother-in-law Bob Hubbard developed the Hans device back in the 80s. Jim Downing wanted to develop something after he lost a friend in a race, in an accident in a race, due to an injury called a basilar skull fracture. So that is where the bottom of your skull basically breaks off because of the forces of a crash. So yeah, so he developed this thing way back in the 80s, but didn't really, you know, gain any traction until the death of Dale Earnhardt in Daytona 2001 with the same type of injury. So yeah, after that tragic event, a lot of racing organizations required that you wear a Hans device. So the Baja 1000 Score International, they require a head and neck restraint system, and it needs to be rated at SFI 38.1. And so we've got the Zamp 2A head and neck restraint system. It is SFI rated 38.1, and I went with the Zamp head and neck restraint because I loved the customer service at Zamp. I love the quality of this helmet, and so I got the head and neck restraint to match. And so there we have it. Back to the helmet. You know, with this low profile air intake, you do need to run an adapter to hook it up to the air pumper. So Zamp sells a little adapter here, and it just slides right on there, so you can hook it up to the Rugged Radio's air pumper. Moving on to the suit. Huge shout out to Zamp Racing. They hooked us up with some sweet race suits. We've got the Summit Racing one-piece multi-layer driver suit. These are rated SFI 3.2A/5, so they're multi-layer. And let's get into what the SFI rating means. So they determined the SFI rating based off something called TPP, which is the Thermal Protection Performance. And basically it's the amount of time it would take you to sustain a second-degree burn when exposed to direct flame. So obviously bad things can happen when you're racing. We're going fast in a piece of equipment that's loaded with fuel and oil and transmission fluid, all that kind of good stuff. And so fire is possible. And on top of that, you are strapped in with a 5-point harness, so you can't necessarily get out quickly. The doors don't just open because there's no doors. You have to climb through a little hole. So you need some fire protection. This particular suit with SFI 3.2A/5, you have 10 seconds before you just get a second-degree burn. SCORE International requires a one-piece driving suit for all drivers, so you can't have, you know, coat and pants. And if you have a single layer, you have to actually have SFI-rated undergarments as well. If you have the multi-layer, they don't require it, but you want to make sure that you're not wearing anything like polyester under your suit. It's got to be like 100% cotton, because you know, polyester melts, and melted, you know, substance on your skin, that's gonna burn. You're not gonna get it off. Your skin's gonna fall off. It's just not a good situation. So make sure that you are wearing cotton under your race suit or SFI rated gear. All right, gloves. We don't need those. I got man hands. Can't really speak to my co-driver on that one. He might be wearing them, but I don't know. I like to be able to feel what I'm doing. And then last but not least, we got the boots. We've got the Wolverine Loader 6-inch boot. They're 100% leather top. I do not have the steel toe. And you might be wondering why the leather boots instead of you know, like driving shoes. Well, we've got a small team, so we kind of have to be jack of all trades. I'm gonna be getting out of the truck a lot. I'm gonna be probably hiking in the desert. I want something with ankle support. I want something I can crawl around on the truck. I want something that's gonna give me some good protection. And I've had these for a year now, so they are very well broke in, nice and flexible. I tried them out in the truck. You know, I can bounce my foot back and forth between the brake and go pedal. So yeah, and I actually read a bunch of forums, and these are one of the suggested boots for desert racing. So if you want an alternative to racing shoes, might check these out. So I'll link all this racing gear in the description below. You can pick up the Zamp gear all on Amazon. You can also go directly to their site if you want, but if you want to help me out, go check out the links on Amazon. If you're going to go with the low profile top, this is separate from the helmet. This is separate from the helmet purchase. And then, yeah, same with the helmet skirt. But yeah, I'll link all this in the description. You can buy the suits at Summit Racing. I can also link the boots down below. So all this gear all together is probably about $1,000, and it all plays by the rule book for Score International. So if you are wanting to get into desert racing, all this gear works for four-wheeled vehicles. The motorcycles have a little bit different rules, motorcycles and quads, but trophy trucks, even class 11, the buggies, all that kind of stuff. All this gear counts as of the 2021 rule book. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you at the Baja 1000. It's gonna be rad, I can't wait. Wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. See you next time.